Why settle for the mayor's chair when you could be the Premier of Ontario? Doug Ford has thrown his hat into the race to be the next leader of the PC Party of Ontario. And maybe the next Premier. Doug, very exciting rally you had on Saturday night.
It was.
A lot of support already.
Yeah.
Tell me what your plans are for the future of Ontario.
Well, plans on the future of Ontario, Adrienne, we're going to save the taxpayers money. We're going to put money back into the taxpayers' pockets. We're going to get rid of this nasty carbon tax. And it's bad for businesses, terrible for businesses, bad for the people of Ontario.
Okay, let me ask you a little bit about that. It's one of the things that's in the People's Guarantee, which is basically the PC Party of Ontario's platform. Will you be running on that, save for the carbon tax?
Yeah, for the majority of it, 90% of it we'll be running on, and we're going to tweak about 10% of it.
Okay, so one of the criticisms will be that much that is included in the People's Guarantee, including the carbon tax, that's how you're going to pay for your tax cuts. So if you're going to take the carbon tax out, how are you going to pay for your tax cuts?
So I ask yourself, Adrienne, and our listeners, do you think there's 2% waste in the provincial's budget of $141 billion? The answer I get all the time, people first break out laughing, and then they say minimum 2%. So 2% is roughly $3 billion. And we're going to find more than 2%, but that's where we're going to find $3 billion of savings.
So let's get into some of the politics of what's happened. It's been a pretty crazy 2 weeks for the PC Party. Some have suggested that if you weren't successful on March 10th to be the next leader, that you're going to still go throw your hat in the ring to be the next mayor of Toronto. True or not?
Not true. I've registered to be an MPP in Etobicoke North. I'll be running in that nomination, and I look forward to serving the people in Etobicoke North. All
right, let's talk a little bit about your two chief opponents in this race, Caroline Mulroney and Christine Elliott, both of whom you know, especially Christine Elliott, long-standing friend, you know, with Jim Flaherty, had endorsed your brother Rob Ford in 2010 for mayor. How do you, as the only male in the race, how do you deal and handle having two very likable women standing on the stage with you? Well, because that could be your setup for the provincial election,
absolutely.
too.
I figure I'm the only politician in Ontario that has to deal with 5 women in their house every single day. So I could quite easily handle Christine and Caroline. I just want to correct you. Yes, Christine's a wonderful friend to our family. I've never met Caroline ever before. Yeah.
So is one of the things Christine Elliott says is, you know, her experience trumps you and Ms. Mulroney. What do you say back to that?
Well, with all due respect to Christine, I'm the only person that's actually run government before. Has run a budget of $12 billion, first, 5th largest budget in Canada, and we did a great job. We found over $1 billion of savings. Going into the first year, they said we had $774 million of pressure, meaning they spent $774 million more than what they had. We came up with the savings, plus we delivered a 0% tax increase. We're going to go through every single ministry at the province, and we're going to find the savings. When
you launched on Saturday night, it was a significant force. Nearly 2,000 people of Ford Nation coming out in a snowy evening and bought a lot of memberships to vote for you. Do you think that you can translate that into all parts of the province? Because it's not just the 416 and the 905. Very important to win a majority government, but you need to be out in all regions of this province. What do you say to those people to vote for you?
I have more support, and our message resonates more with the rural folks in the 705 than we do in the 416, and even stronger than the 905, 705, 509, and 613. But we're going to send our message right across the province. We're hitting every corner of the province, heading up to Hamilton, over to Ottawa, up to Sudbury, down to Windsor, and all along the corridor.
When you take office, if you become the next Premier of Ontario come June 8th, what's your first order to your cabinet? What are you going to tell them to do?
Well, the first thing, we want to unite the party. There's no secret, the party's a little splintered. We're going to go as a united PC front, and we're going to look at the budget. Because everything evolves around the money. We're going to look at the carbon tax, we're going to look at every single ministry, and we're going to send a directive to each minister to make sure we weed out all the waste, make sure we run a transparent and accountable government. And we all know that the province has zero transparency, zero accountability over the last 15 years.
There's no question that Ontarians want change. One of the movements within the PC Party, and it's sort of bubbling right now, is an anyone but Ford movement. What do you say to that?
Well, good luck to him. We're going to send our message out. It's going to be up to the people of our party to make a decision. And if they want someone to go in there that actually has a backbone that will make the changes and save them money, I'm the only candidate that is going to save them money and keep taxes low.
All right, thanks, Doug.
Thank
you log on to Facebook and Twitter. Let us know what you think. That vote is March 10th.